Welcome to Coaching with JBK.
Good evening to all. Your host, Coaching with JBK, and I'm going to speak to you about a tactical formation and a tactical position that has changed over the past few years. Yes, I am talking about the number 10 role. So, the reason why I want to talk about this is the recent sale of Mesut Ozil to Fenerbahce from Arsenal, where he got released from his contract, from the fact that his style suited Arsenal years ago with the players that we had, again with the likes of Alexis Sanchez running off him, Santi Cazorla backing him up and having space behind him just to work with. You had Aaron Ramsey, I should say. You also had Giroud, who the number 9, or the classic number 9 of a target man. You could hit the ball off of him or find him as quickly as possible. You talk about Theo Walcott, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, many names from Arsenal that have all now ironically left. So there's nothing left of the FA Cup winning side in 2015 or even in 2014. So I speak about that, and the reason why I speak about that is for a long time we had a 4-2-3-1, or let me rephrase that. 1 as the goalkeeper is still important. 4-2-3-1 formation that really accommodated an attacking midfielder role just behind the striker. Now we've found that there are pretty much no strikers, so you're basically trying to find a striker in wide areas, and it means that the wide areas are occupied with 2 players, sometimes 3, and it means that you've got players in wide areas and wide positions, which forces the defence to shift one side, and the attack can be built on the other side. Or it can be built in the middle just because there's nobody in a vacated spot. So you have people running off the striker, so you have a winger moving into the striker role, and the responsibilities and the roles change within the person that's actually playing. Hopefully you get the dynamics within the squad for that to actually happen. Sometimes it doesn't pay off, and sometimes you just need that one striker who can sit in the middle and help those 2 wingers out, not to have to move and just to find somebody in the middle. But with that number 10 role and with that number 9 role, both of them have kind of shifted away. The era of the box-to-box midfielder seems to be coming in. So when you have a player who can pretty much win the ball in defence, but also run with the ball up until a certain point, is what now we're looking for. And it's sort of the transitional tactical phase. So we talk about, as coaches, to let the game be the teacher. So essentially you're playing a football match, and what you'll see is a player run from his own half to the opposition half with the ball at his feet, dragging in 4 or 5 players before he releases the ball. Or even still, if he receives the ball in a certain space, he's got maybe 1 or 2 players around him, but can still find a very dangerous pass into either the striker or a player that's ahead of him. Not behind him, not to the side of him, but that's ahead of him. So you're looking at breaking the lines by playing a ball through or in and around the back line as much as possible, regardless of whether there's 3 players in the back or whether there's 4 players, 5 players, whatever. But you're looking to basically hit the ball into those areas where it's going to be a danger for the opposition, just to try and concede either a free kick, a penalty, or a goal. That's what you're looking at. And those are the things that I would say. I think with the sale of Mesut Ozil in the Premier League, it's almost a case of, well, that's no longer a viable player that players want in their teams. They want players who are going to still move off the ball in defence as well as work in attack. So you're no longer having a player who can physically be out of the game for large periods of it, but then come alive. It's almost a case of you've got to be in the game for as long as possible. Even if you're not getting a touch, even if you're not getting onto the ball, you're still part of the squad, trying to defend, trying to win the ball back. You don't want somebody who's standing on the penalty area or standing on the last defender and waiting for the ball to come to them. We're now looking at, can we get all the lines completed, formed, so that they're not to be broken, and if we do break them, it's another case of, can we move the attack forward together. And that's how it is. The transitional era is coming in, where we've got a lot of athletes, not just football players. We've got a lot of athletes who are running quicker, moving faster, getting ahead to support, getting more bodies going forwards. Bayern Munich was successful at doing it in the Champions League last season, and managed to win the Champions League along with 2 other trophies, major trophies I should say, to complete the treble. Then they won the Super Cup. So they've really done well with that way of playing, that wave. And also, if you look at how people did set up, it was a 1-4-1-4-1. So in layman terms, 4-1-4-1. But the idea was to stop the number 10 having time on the ball. And obviously you have somebody who could actually stop them from running and track their movements going from one side to the other, just in case somebody broke the line. Now that's been taken away. It's almost a case of, well, you've now got 3 players to probably worry about, maybe not just the one. And you've got maybe 6 players if you count a 4-3-3 if it's ever used, or 3-4-3 if it's ever used, where there's going to be players running off of other players into positions that they weren't normally occupying just to get onto the ball. But this is how it is. This is a way of playing. I believe that the new era is going to be a transitional era where you're transitioning to defend and transitioning to attack. So it's a case of being ready for the attacking phase. If you win the ball back, have you got the players in position just to do so? Or have you got the players to win the ball back if you've just attacked and now need to defend? So if you've just lost the ball, can you go back and win it as soon as possible without actually going, oh, well, I don't know if we've got the players to do it. But this is your roundup from me. It's the emergence of the box-to-box midfielder and pretty much the disappearance of the luxury number 10 player. Hopefully that hasn't gone completely, but you know what? I have been your host, JBK, once again, bringing you a tactical dynamic that is for the future. And I hope everybody has a safe lockdown here in England. Yours truly, signing off.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution on social media, dropping vlogs, blogs, videos, and podcasts on the beautiful game.